Audio and video together are a different beast. My name is Alexander MF, and welcome to the podcast titled Alexander MF. I have no idea. That is relevant towards keeping an open mind and not everything being concrete. There's always room for revision, and through that revision may come growth, deeper understanding, heightened spirituality, more potent love, XYZ, yada, 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 fill in the blanks. Anyhow, tonight I am also filming the podcast, and I just got done filming 8 minutes and 30 seconds worth of podcast without having the mic armed. So I got video and audio on the camera, just not on the platform for the podcast. I'll learn more as time progresses. Anyhow, so to everybody listening, bear with me while I go through this learning stage of speaking while being viewed. Secondly, to anybody who's going to watch this, understand that this is guerrilla podcasting. I am wearing an Adidas hoodie with my headset and my mic on, and this is our house. This is the office space where my significant other, my fiance, works from at that side. That's the clock that's on the wall. I didn't set this up to look this way, but this is the this is the lamp that oddly enough looks like a halo of light behind me. Okay, so good day to everybody. Good afternoon, good night, good lunchtime, however you're doing, wherever you are. I hope you're doing great, and I hope that where you are is an amazing place. Even though it may not look cool on the outside, hopefully on the inside you're doing great. Question number one, how are you today? Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you feel that way. And if what you just said may have been negative, I understand, and it's okay to feel that way too. Nothing is permanent. The good times come, the bad times come, and they all go. Just make it through the moment. Okay, so to anybody who's been listening, I have been publishing daily posts on AlexanderMF. I have no idea. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Anchor FM. You can find it on Google Podcasts. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. You can go to Google and just search AlexanderMF. That's just going to take, you got to search AlexanderMF. I have no idea. If you go to AlexanderMF, it's going to take you to other things related to music. But if you go to AlexanderMF, I have no idea. It should take you to podcast related material. Daily for the past 4 days, I've begun publishing a daily affirmation. I smiled with that breath. I'm not embarrassed to be who I am, and I'm all right with where my walk in life is. And I encourage other people to do the same. Part of the reason why I've part of the reason why I've begun to read these daily affirmations and publish them as part of the podcast. So my significant other and I, we do this. It's actually a gift that she got me, a deck of affirmation cards. The camera can see it, but you guys can't. Anyhow, Five Below, right? $5 box of affirmation cards. Today's affirmation read, "Today I will breathe. Today, as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout. I will consciously breathe with my eyes closed and focus on slowing my inhalation and exhalation." Secret to everybody. The daily affirmations that you hear are daily affirmations. I am waking at 5 o'clock in the morning, and before I have to go to work for the day, I take the time to record that, create the image that goes along with the publishing, and then publish it. So essentially what's happening is that you all are participating with a real personal moment in my life that is happening real time, that I am sharing with you all in hopes that it may be of benefit to you too, that you can take it, personalize it, repeat it, use it, imprint it, and make it personal to you. I believe in neuroplasticity as being a real thing. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair in this moment, in this household, in this town/city, state, wearing these clothes that I am right now if neuroplasticity wasn't real. We have the ability to impact and change our lives. So, that's the daily affirmation thing. That I could probably sit down and record 365 daily affirmations and have them scheduled to be pushed out by a calendar program on Anchor FM, because you can publish at a set schedule like Facebook, Instagram, yada, yada, all that stuff. But I don't. It's real, and it's happening because I want to do it for myself, because I believe in it. I think other people may be able to believe in it as well and benefit from it because of their own personal beliefs. And maybe I could be an example that would help somebody to change their personal belief, because maybe their personal belief isn't as beneficial to themselves as they need it to be, because maybe they're looking at their lives through introspective eyes and witnessing some things they don't like. If that's the case, grab onto it, hold it, make it yours. Plug in, tune in, listen, conversate, communicate, respond. Let's see. To that daily affirmation point, I'm publishing all that for free. Like that's time I put out to just put it out. And I've begun starting a subscription service. So if anybody's listening to this episode's going to be free. But if anybody's listening to this, there's a subscription service now. And you guys can, subscribe to Alexander MF. I have no idea. So you can stay in tune with the progression and the elevation that I make. I can stay in tune with yours too. If you guys end up reaching back out and we communicate, there's a possibility that we may even be able to talk on the podcast. I would love to be able to talk with somebody else on the podcast, a listener, to pick the minds, to pick the brains, to sharpen iron with another piece of iron. To those who understand, you understand. To those who don't, just understand that like iron sharpens iron, one man or woman sharpens another man or woman. We strengthen and fortify each other. It takes a village to raise a child. And until we're dead, we are still those children, leaning on the efforts of our village to help bring us up. Find a great tribe, plug into it. Okay. About that, I've been looking at the analytics of the podcast, and let me plug it in real quick so I can tell you some information about it, because it's pretty weird to me. Oh, don't stop the recording. Yeah, it didn't stop the recording. Okay, so I've had a spike in listenership. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm just emulating what I've heard people say. Anyhow, I've had a spike in listenership. Here's what I want to say. I'm looking at the analytics of my podcast, and it shows that 30% of the listeners are listening through other devices. What are other devices? I have no idea. If you guys are listening and you are on another device, let me know what that is. How? Send me an email. How? Respond here on Anchor FM /AlexanderMF. There, if you listen to the podcast, you have the ability to click a button and message me. I can hear you talk to me like you guys hear me talk to you. 23% of my listeners are listening on Spotify. 23% of my listeners are listening through their internet browsers. Only 17% of the people listening are listening directly through Anchor FM, and 7% are listening through Overcast, which is another podcast host place, I guess. I don't know. I have a lot to learn. Devices. It says 41% of the people are listening through other devices. Here's what the other devices are that they are not listening through. I have 21% of listeners listening through Windows devices. I have 17% of listeners listening through iPhone devices. I have 14% of listeners listening through the web. And only 7% of you guys are Android listeners, which tells me that I probably do good in the Apple market. So then that leaves the other 41% as being other. What is that? I don't know. Going back to the analytics, gender, 69% of my listeners are male. 27% of my listeners are female, and 4% register as, non-specified. Here's where I want to get to the next part. This part is what's important to me. It tells me the age of the listeners, and all of this information is coming from Spotify. by the way, the gender and the age. So 2% of my listeners are in the age bracket between 0 to 17, which I'm pretty sure it's not a year old listening to it. So you 15, 16, 17, 18, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 year old listening to this podcast. Thanks. I appreciate it. 2% of you guys are out there doing that. And I want you to know it goes noticed. I value your listenership. 6% of my listeners are in the age demographic 18 to 22. So all you 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 year olds out there listening to it that make up 6% of this listenership, I appreciate you. And I want to keep doing this, and I want you guys to keep listening. Maybe the demographics will change as the podcast continues to progress and mature in itself. 2% of my listeners are in the age bracket of 23 to 27, which means 23-year-old, 24-year-old, 25-year-old, 26-year-old, 27-year-old out there listening. Thank you for making up 2% of my listenership. 12% of the listener demographic is between the ages of 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. That's 12% of the people out there that are listening to this podcast in that age group. I appreciate you guys. Next, between the ages of 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 is 65% of my listenership. You guys are holding it down for Alexander MF, and I have no idea. Or Alexander MF, with whatever this idea is doing something to get you guys to keep coming back and listening, and I want to know what that is. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 56, 57, 58, 59 make up 4% of my listenership. And ages 60 plus, it states, make up 6% of my listenership. To all of the ages and to all of the people that listen and support this podcast just by listening, thank you. I appreciate you guys genuinely, and it helps me and provides me with motivation and encouragement to want to keep doing this. Do you know, like, you have a dirty car, you wash it, you see the results, you love it, you want to do it again, you want to keep it that way. Anyhow, to the majority of my listenership, the 65%, the 12%, and the 6%, I want to know what you guys are listening for. If you guys could please take the time to go to Anchor.fm/AlexanderMF, listen to the podcast there. Anchor.fm/AlexanderMF, and listen to the podcast there. Then click the message button and shoot me a voice message. I want you to tell me why you're listening to this podcast. I want you to tell me what about this podcast is the reason for you to listen to it. What about this and what I've done has you coming back? Because that's what I want to know so that I can help more in giving that. I've got an idea of doing something here, and I'm trying to figure out what it is, and I feel like maybe you guys might be able to help me answer that by detailing what it is that you hear that keeps you coming to it. So to all the listeners out there, I appreciate it. By the way, to the listenership, you guys rock, because you guys are in the United States, you guys are in Germany, you guys are in the United Kingdom, you guys are in Australia, you guys are in Canada, you guys are in Russia, you guys are in Eswatini, you guys are in Vietnam and Bulgaria. What the fuck? Excuse me, I cussed. What the? That's amazing. I have people in other countries and nations listening to this. That's dope. And to you guys, I say thank you very much as well. I'm going to learn how to say thank you in those native languages at some point with one of these episodes, and you guys are going to hear that, because genuinely I appreciate it. Let's see here. Yeah, what are you guys doing listening to this? What is the interest? Message me and let me know. Let's possibly talk on a podcast episode. I love that. If you guys can message me on Anchor.fm/AlexanderMF, listen to the podcast there, click the message button, send me a message. Let me know if you want to talk on a podcast episode. Let me know if you don't want to talk on a podcast episode, but you want to let me know what you think about the podcast, be it good, bad, or indifferent. I don't care if you come to me to shit on me. I don't care if you come to me to give me love and lift me up. I want to hear your thoughts. That's the important part. All right. I would like to take a moment to, that reminded me of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Let me take a moment to sit right there and tell you how I came around with anyhow, there I had a vocal faux pas. There are advertisements that come along with Anchor and Spotify that allow me to record audio advertisements for Anchor currently. I am trying to build a revenue from doing this. So if in the event you hear that there was an advertisement in the middle, at the beginning, or at the end of this, bear with me and keep listening through it. What you're doing is providing me the ability to get a few cents for you listening just to that for 25 seconds. And I'd like to be able to take what I do and provide for my tribe, provide for my kids, provide for my significant other, provide for our futures. And donations aren't frowned upon. I'll start a Patreon account. I'll do some other things at some point. But for now, if you ever wanted to donate, feel free to shoot a donation to Flow Fresh AlexanderMF at Venmo, at Cash App, at Vero. You can find me under those links. Vero? No, Venmo, Cash App for sure. AlexanderMF. Excuse me. Flow Fresh at AlexanderMF. Donations are greatly appreciated. Surprisingly, they've happened. And surprisingly, that's happened. What? So anyhow, thank you for those who have supported. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you guys. There's also a subscription service. Some of my podcasts are going to be subscription only. I'll drop free ones like this one and the daily affirmations. But there are going to be some episodes which are for subscribers only. Guess what? Subscription is real cheap. 99 cents a month. That don't cost nothing but less than a stick of gum. If you want to plug in and tune in, you can listen for some of that fun. Okay, so yeah, there are advertisements. You may hear me advertising in one of my episodes. And if you are listening for free and you are not donating and you are subscribing just by listening for free, you are helping me to create a revenue by just listening. And I appreciate that. And if you are listening through the subscriptions and you happen to be a subscriber for 99 cents a month, thank you for being a subscriber for 99 cents a month. And thank you for listening to the advertisement. And if you are a donor and you donate to Flow Fresh AlexanderMF, either $ or @ $ Cash App, Flow Fresh AlexanderMF, @ Venmo, Flow Fresh AlexanderMF. And you happen to be a subscriber and you happen to hear an advertisement. Well, thanks for the donations. Thank you for the 99 cents on a monthly basis. And thank you for listening to a 25-second advertisement so that I can help to pay for the electricity bill, buy a new microphone filter, get a new laptop, get a better DAW, pay for my website, pay for merchandise. I plan on doing some things. I'm an artist. The person I'm with right now helps to bring that out in me in her own weird ways. Just because she's her. And that's pretty awesome. Anyhow, I want to put together art of various mediums, be it podcasting, be it music, be it paintings, be it drawings, be it writings. And I just want to share it with the world. And if you guys are there helping me to do that, it'll make it easier to produce. Yeah. I've had an idea of recording myself reading books that have inspired me. Maybe that'll be a part of a subscription service. I don't know how that legally works because of copyright, but I do know that the first book, called Deep and Simple, A Spiritual Path for Modern Times, written by an author by the name of Bo Lozoff, has been the first book that I've decided I wanted to do this with. I've thought about I'm so tired. I've been up since 5 a.m. I've thought about, what's his name? Andy Dufresne. Oh. Shawshank Redemption. And Andy Dufresne, I can't remember his name, but anyhow, him reading books. I like listening to people with cool voices read books. I've thought about doing voice acting work. And I think I can read a book very cool in a tone that people may like. In different accents, if need be too, because it's possible. But I decided that this is something I really want to try. I don't know about copyright laws. What I decided to do was see if I could contact the author. Sure enough, I found a way to contact the author. So tonight, the author. So tonight I sent him an email asking if I could get his approval and if I could potentially interview him instead of, if it's going to cross some copyright laws, if I could interview him about the book and the things that stood out to me. Get some of his own personal insight. We'll see what happens with that if something does, and I'll keep you guys updated. Last thing I want to talk about is family. I love my fucking kids so much. They're so amazing. They're just purpose to go hard in the paint, purpose to be proud, purpose to just be the best person I can be. There are 3 of them in my life, and they range in ages. One of them is a cosmic ball of energy. The other one is another cosmic ball of energy, and the other one is another ball of cosmic energy. And they're amazing people, amazing little people. And I'm proud of them. They each have their own characters. They each have their own hearts and their own passions. They each have their own personas and characters. And they each love in their own ways. And I just want those 3 kids to know that I think they're the shit. I just want those 3 kids to know that I'm proud of you guys. I want those 3 kids to know that I want to be at all your soccer games until I'm dead. I want those 3 kids to know that I want to be at all your choir recitals, all your concerts until I'm dead. I want those 3 kids to know that I want to play you in all video games that I can and whoop you, or chess or checkers, because I love playing chess and checkers, or Connect 4 or whatever it may be, because it makes me feel great to do these things with you guys. I love you guys, and you guys rock. Thanks for being a part of my life. And thank you, God. Like, that's weird that I just did that, but thank you, God, for putting them in my life. I have other things that I could talk about. Confusion, imposter syndrome, doubt in self, TEDx talks, purpose, strength, courage, under fire, through adversity. I'm going to stop on all that, though. I just really wanted a podcast tonight. I don't have a set schedule of podcast recording routine. I just really wanted a podcast tonight, and I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to it. If you've gotten to the end of this podcast tonight, just know that you're the real winner. Know that you are highly valued and greatly appreciated for allowing me to spend these 25 minutes of my time in your life, and you allowing yourself to give me 25 minutes of your time to hear about my life, and in turn, our lives together. Everybody reach out. Anchor FM /AlexanderMF. Hit the message button. Shoot me a message. Everybody reach out. Go to Spotify. Subscribe. Everybody reach out. Go to Apple Podcasts. Subscribe. Everybody reach out. Go to Google Podcasts. Subscribe. Everybody reach out. Eventually, I'm going to start a YouTube page with these videos and these audio clips. Comment. Everybody reach out. Go to Facebook.com/AlexanderMF and send me a message. Let me know what you thought about the podcast. Let me know what your ideas are for podcast ideas. Let me know what you ate for lunch today and how it sat with you. Just open a line of dialogue and communicate, because we are never alone and we never have to be. Going back to the beginning of this with neuroplasticity, the brain is an amazing beast that can be used to our detriment or our benefit. We are going to be the ones to decide where that goes. Sometimes we don't even know that we're the decision makers. I'm here to tell you that you are. You are the decision maker. You are empowered. You are strong. and you will make the difference. I'm out, y'all. Thank you. Hallelujah. Holla back. Listening to the playback. Later.